as a digital simulation, really, to digitize through our life, to steal life. It is an anti-life program. It's moving from current-based life to silicon-based life, to a digital twin of the world that they can control, that is disconnected from spirit. And
I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work, and left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, tones, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We gotta protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no posses. Mola, worshiping pedophiles, wanna feed our children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system irrigation and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher, no am I some pastor or preacher. Was released represent with this passion to speak of. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs, realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, tones, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? Where we should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the Golem bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Oh.
Nah, bro. Come on, bro. Nah, come on.
I do it dance for Chi-Town. Who am I but Chi-Town? You young fool, I'm too flat to just slide out. Blue sky behind ground. A crown flash helmet for my anti-skill spit. Heavy side down and even sheet belted. I look down, I see green like a Celtic. My heat overrides, the streets melted. The realness of cash money, I just felt it. You did this, you just in my eyes, I beheld it. The finger fucked the cause, my hand, I dealt it. Felt it vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. The bust off on some ice, some veil shit. So radiant, I keep a dark room well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. Body for real monkey velvet. Body you not for Mars, you's a female's clip. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the bit with a life. I know I can spit my flows to shit. To a fly zone, haters wanna crucify a real man. I still stand with the still hand, but we're healer man. It's not cyber shield, I'm turtle shit. I'm one tough cookie, I don't follow, I set standards. Catch me, you gon' have to do more to scamper. Need more to scanners, I'm off the radar. I am as you goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase a high, drink paper or bra. You stagnated while I straight evolve. At a rate, I'm dating space AC, y'all. Buster stuck in the cage, face off. After shape the state is a fake, a fraud. Battlestar intergalactic, my mindset. Perfect comes from practice, so I rhyme best. I excel like I'm climbing the step. You got a lot to learn. I am adept, you of no concern. I am a threat. The measurement, with height and depth. I'm just piloting up. Flying a jet, straight to adversary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Sebastian Capero, I'm a fly bandit. Mohawk, aviators, aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A Christmas Carol lives with your fans get. You rose and pearls what I transmit as a transcript. Or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the pipe. This shit's hot.
Wants to get his own crew. Everybody wants to get his own crew rich. And then they want the other people never get a piece of the pie. I don't want to go for the best. That go for you niggas that think it's all big too. I understand this. That's why you niggas understand me. You niggas just know that I know you can't do nothing if you're broke. Listen to me, young people and old people too. Mostly black people, I'm talking to you.
So, y'all really thought that I was done with y'all. Nah, I'm really down on y'all.
Oh.
We're not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big set, yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau, Big Mac, whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. Enough with the chit chat. I see through the side eyes. Looking past the shine spot. Third eye gang cyclops. I don't eat pork, but I will fry cops. Before it's my heart, orders an icebox. I'm saying that ice. From the skybox, I got a scope on you pilgrims. The scope with some real ones. Some of our folks are still dumb. Yeah, and blasting the fact that, but we gon' have this real show. Warrior spirits inside me. This where it's real from. The world's at stage, page after page, script is played out. They keep us engaged, they keep arranged. This is played out. Who's of a dying society? Should be disobeyed out. Forehead and knees off the floor.
Oh, God. All right, you find it? You got some right there, man. Get that stuff right there. Look, they got it. Why you running around all lost and cockeyed?
Going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is mine or whack. Here's a big set, yellow, white, red, brown, black. Now, big back, whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. Big fool is known by his speech, yet if I don't speak, I suffer defeat. I'm other than weak, a sucker on me, stand on 2 feet, or turn the other cheek. The wise man known by his silence, who see disguise, confronting silence by guys from conspiring connivance, other aspirants of violence, tyrants of fire, trying to giants to hide, I'm trying to fight. In environments of migrants, I'm hearing the sirens. Ring in my head, they've got indictments. These pedophile squares, groupers and hype. Alignments, the assignment. I let the wisest of non-client. A refinement, and confinement, and requirements for this climate. Y'all push all the paperwork, or y'all can protest, but they can't escape this work. I vow to progress. Don't duck, no wreck. Drill music for real. My soul ain't possess. Real foolish with no deal. Ain't playing with none of you. It's personal, know what the business is. Big monsters come full circle, so vacate your premises. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is mine or whack. Here's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Now, or big bang. Whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is mine or whack. Here's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Now, big bang. Whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. Kichiwa. Shines and symbols are for the conscious minds, y'all. And with that on the temple, draw. I had a vision the past night, yeah, a circulus round, created successful reality from a virtual.
Oh, you got the big one.
Stand on my square cause they usurp your power. Them saying little sneaky breezes that hurt you, they style.
That thing is big as that thing is big as him. That must be big.
Talking all bros with dog dogs with
You carrying it.
So I walk tall kids.
Man, it's strong than a mouse.
I stay focused on walking through them tall gold gates. Draw magic circle around me.
Yeah, get it. It's right there. It's right there. You keep running right over it. Here. Right here. Here you go. There you go. Hey, no. Run here. Right here. Get that one. Right there. Damn. It's not a rock. There you go. You want the other one. Excuse me. See? No, I mean, not. I already touched it all anyway. Oh, now you're going to grab it. All right. Oh, you're getting the other one. Oh, that's big. Okay, y'all just greedy. Get that little brown one right there, bro. You tiny. I mean, I know y'all strong and shit. Just get the little one, man. Get the little one right there. I don't want to step on y'all. There ain't no bird for you right there, man. So it's all look right there. There you go. Oh God. Oh man, one more hour, I'll probably be good. Oh, not in this heat though.
They respect you, obtain the credit for keeping the obelisk erect, but with strange essence, but the epic of my name will reign.
I wonder where that damn thing is. I saw you this morning, mother. Look, it ain't out to get you.
So I bear my shit. It hurt. I cried this kid and then it tried to eclipse my soul, bounce back from it. Announce that I'm done with being the sacrificial lamb. The jungle I run it, thus the lion conquereth over this numbness. Made a conscious shift, even in darkness. On you false lights, you'll have to be gold to glitter. Actors of the poppers just for show. Go figure you did. Pounding you bamboo or gorilla. I'm built like a silverback with her track, no Ella Max than me. Masturbate her back. Originally pretty, take the mask off. 360 on my square, see the circle is not your mask off. You call me dash or soft. The dialogue's trash off your past loss. Leave a footprints in the asphalt. Use the outline.
You got it?
Direction last for a blast off, a crash off.
Now look at you know you damn well you can't carry that. When we get one of them bigger ants, put up, let it go. You cannot carry that. That thing bigger than 3/4 of your body. Look at you. Do it for the queen. Minnie Hill. Okay. Millennial, what's up, baby girl? What's up, mama? Damn. Oh, Transync, what's going on, y'all? Patricia, what's happening, mama? Love when the sisters are here. What's happening? Somebody came in and they bothered or something. Yeah, you know what to do with them. They just waste their time. Yo, what's going on? Jesus Salas, what's going on, mi gente? What's going on? Pura vida. What am I supposed to do with a gun and my gun is jammed? I'm gonna advise you, just like, go on about your business, man. It's something you gotta figure out. Obviously, the main gun ain't working.
Most social media saviors are fake.
You know what goofy trolls, even the AI's like? It's like a heckler that's easy to wash away and flush with the excrement. I mean, you're not saying that. Most people come here don't care. I know you're probably young or you're foreign or you're caught up in some whatever the narrative may be. Like here, we don't care. But you're addressing me. Like, are y'all really that deliberately like gone?
Send them back to Wednesday game. Is the peace laugh or war cry, wherever the relevant name of each path, simple, highest form, spiritualities, how you teach math, a humble beast is still a beast. Now feel the beast wrath, rain fire.
A lot of things y'all know nothing about. I would advise you to go on about your business and play somewhere else where kids can play. You know, goats, sheep, you know what I mean? Like, Really?
Household, she may restore him a great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Ways the heart as I sun ray my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors.
Well, we poisoned up. We good. Doesn't bother me. The weakest of weak. The weakest of weak. Being permitted to live for a moment, and they don't even know how to live. Sad thing.
Once we make knowledge, what is when ride and bass drop the legs host. Note this shelf, quit playing, hit the gas. This shaft is off. My turn, take the risk and smash. Most of them got vaccinated with chips in their ass. Plus, rappers sacrificing each other for grips to their cash. Watch videos without the subliminals. Predictive programming weirdo. Sprung menstrual shows. The land's contaminated. Fruits and vegetables. Black minerals, the water and skies are fried. Nuclear chemicals technology got me here in front of my desktop perusing these beats and whatnot for my best option, contemplating which bar will next spot to unlock the minds that are stuck within a Xbox off the chart. I continue to climb, watching the rest flop like carp fishing, 100% fresh shark water. I'm on the front.
Get it, Papa.
I shine because of her, but she's the best.
Oh, here come the big one. Boy, he got a big head, big old. Oh, he coming to get it. Get that white one right there. No, that's not it, man. Watch under my foot, bro. That's dog, man. Stop being retarded. Yeah. I'm gonna get it to you. There you go. He got it. He got it. Oh, you didn't want it? What the hell are you looking for? What you looking for, cuz? I mean, you walking right by me. What you looking for, cuz? But you want the brown one. You don't want that light one? Those are good. That's the same thing. It's
only talking about.
Oh, here.
Rising, I mean the oppressed rising up again.
There you go. Oh, he got a little one. The little guy got trying to get the big one. You come and get a damn, look like a piece of a kernel corn or something. Popcorn. If you can get your that big as you is.
Simple as that.
He was specific. So you must have been working all night then. Your neck must be hurting. Your exoskeleton is telling you. Oh, here come another big one. That motherfucker right there. Big. I want to pick him up and let y'all see. This is a big one. Man, damn, boy. That bird feed must be doing something else. You big as that's a big ass head. Holy smack. I ain't never seen no big red like you that big. Yeah, you might want that one. You know, your little one's got a complex. Yeah, it's like some of these idiots who've been conditioned to be messed up. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. You walk right by it, huh? I ain't gonna help you again. Get that little brown monkey right there. It's right there, bro. It's right in front of you, man. Oh, you couldn't get the moth wing? Yeah, that's from the bats eating last night. Oh, you ain't want it? Let's screw you then. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor. Need no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor. Meet no surrender. 3 pound pressure. Weight lesser. Drop the oppressor. Meet no surrender.
3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor. Meet no surrender. This world is such a and when I say this world, I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business. You want to be successful.
You still? Oh, he got even a little. Man, as big as you is.
That's how it all is.
What in the heavens? I want to pick him up and show you this little tiny thing, this big head, big ass ant. And the little one's grabbing the big ones. I mean, maybe they try to prove them or something. I don't know, man. What the heck is going on here? But that's just weird. I know with that thing that crossed my path this morning, ain't no telling what it did and whatever it was. That was some weird shit. Not as weird as what I've seen, but that was just weird to be here. Unbelievable. Hey, what's going on, y'all? What's going on, family? How you doing, tribe, and all that beautiful stuff? I just wanted to come on. I didn't come on yesterday. I'll turn it around and let y'all see what I did. Today, I'm actually going to be putting some of the plywood, the walls up and stuff like that. I've got to readjust a few things. I still didn't cut the 2x4 for the other side. I got to do that. So I'm going to use, well, I got one that's kind of canted, twisted a little bit, Twizzler, we call it. So I'm going to use that because at smaller increments, it's straight, even when where it starts to bend, which is roughly near the middle of the wood. It's weird. I don't even know how to explain it. Cut the door out, get that nailed together. Just get it framed so I can get it in there, make sure it looks good, make sure the hinge still looks good, and it clears. It clears where it needs to clear in order for the door to work appropriately. I got 2 more to throw up top. I was lucky. Fortunately, I got lucky yesterday. Getting the screws right in where it need to be at. I got to double it up. So that way when I put the plywood on top, when I bring it together, and I'm going to use the film once I get it all cornered. But I'm still going to use, we got fiberglass to cut. I got to get shear scissors to cut the fiberglass. I'm not going to use which colors I have. And the styrofoam, I got to get 2 more of those. They're cheap. They're pretty cheap. And that way I can get it insulated. But when it's down there parked, it's not like I'm, even through the winter, it's going to have cool nights, but mostly warm nights. And I'll be able to maintain. And that way I'll be able to get some funding and get some other things that I really, really need. I was looking at Scar in the Woods, about 12 different YouTube channels. And I'm looking at people that's sending in stuff. And these cats are not sharing no knowledge, no history, no truths. They're not venerating anything in opposition. They're just I support the channel so they can make it through their struggles. And I can dig. Yet they have the opportunity to change everything they're doing. And I'm about 60, right? These guys are like in their 20s. And I'm like, I don't get the not coming together, the streaming, making a platform. I mean, they can go and kick and stream for like 12, 13 hours and create such a revenue. And a following even on the dynamic of their ignorance. And they don't know how to use that. Could I stream a kick? Absolutely, I have it. I just don't do it. I could stream just building, circumventing, just taking my time because it grabbed those minds who are following the young brother who is taking the plastic, turning it into diesel and that and other, giving a breakdown on not on just the synapses, but his understanding of the science as it is today. You have plutocracy happening with certain individuals who are bought into the party effect. They stream, they're breaking in 20, 30,000. I mean, listen, most people are very unaware that all these platforms are ran by your very enemy. I'm going to read a couple of things that are out the Bible, Torah, whatever you want to call it. But what's really astounding to me is how they put everything in everybody's face. And because y'all remember me reading Frederick Douglass, what he said about Christianity on this soil, and they tried to make him out like he's out of Africa. No, he's not. And the very mention of it out of Texas, all these so-called liberal states, because a lot of people don't know that these are conservative states. What a lot of people don't know is, the Liberal Party, the Zionists, they created the Liberal Party. And it's funny how they do things. And I'm going to read something that may give a little guidance. I don't want you to be fretting and worried about these these worthless individuals. I don't want you to think about those who are willing to betray for whatever fake lifestyle. I don't want you to think about those who are allowed to steep themselves in their perversion, whatever it may be. Don't even waste your time and your hypothalamus and everything else and your cerebellum. Like, don't even conglomerate how your brain manifests, whether on the left or right hemisphere, you know, all the nasty things that could be, just let it go. Because in order to move in the righteous light, you can lie, you can facilitate thoughts steeped into the perversion, other than being a witness to them, seeing them for what they are. I should have turned off the notifications, but I know it's hard for people to assimilate to know what a righteous mind, a righteous heart, moving in a righteous way based on the dynamic of the word itself, regardless of where it may come from, the fact that it could be an illusion. The ideology of being righteous means to be that which must move in the darkness. Now, good things come from the darkness? Absolutely. It depends on how you look at it. I am not here to walk y'all. I'm gonna turn the notification off. I'm just gonna keep it simple because now it's the AI. It's just stupid. I just keep it. I probably won't be able to read nothing because, you know, it does that. When you go off and you come back on, and it wants to mess with everything because it can't get itself together. You know what I'm saying? So I'll have to go over here and look in order to read what you're saying. Let me see if I can put it over here. All right. No highlights. We don't need no highlights. No shorts. No none of that. This is what they do. You know what I mean? And they can't help themselves. Okay. I'll pull it up so that way I can read whatever your comments are here in a minute. I'm very aware of the word judo, the word judo or jiu-jitsu that's going on. I know I'm more aware that it can bring up a fractured, disruptive state of understanding or ideological views. But as you know, the individual that came over to run TikTok, right? Ex-IDF soldier, right? Works his country. Put in there by the very same individuals you think are supposed to take care of this country on the outside, which is actually creating all the wars and the betrayals and paying individuals to fight one another and kill each other. A lot of people want to believe that Thailand is the good guy over there in Cambodia, when actually it's Thailand being pushed by the Zionists to fight and kill those over in Cambodia. Papua New Guinea and Myanmar, right? The fact that they've been encroaching and doing exactly what the frauds are doing to the Palestinians. But thank goodness the Papua New Guineans, who are the original bloodline, they're not a warlike people. They are war when they're subjugated, just like the melanated person here. It doesn't matter about those who like being ran in and ran up in, all that other sick stuff. It doesn't matter about those who want to get the big wing put on their chest with the pyramid, the eye, and boule and all that. It doesn't matter. You consummate a relationship with that, you're caught up. It doesn't matter if the goofy little Negroes who were born into this world in the last 30 to 40 years, who have been subjugated to go and be put as a plant to think that they could change or do something at the appropriate time. They're easily dismissed. If they're actually living and they think they're as intelligent, then they would just change their whole manifestation. But I'm not here to talk about that. Never have been, never will be. Okay? Just like Facebook, it's ran by the same consortium of individuals. And they control Meta, right? One of the biggest things in the world, also with Instagram. It's not the only platform, it's the very one right here. They sit there, they feel so comfortable and safe. If they didn't, you wouldn't see. See, what they don't show you is the people who are standing against what is going on. They never do. They need to make sure that your mind facilitates something that keeps, it doesn't matter the direction, because y'all already caught up in that whirlwind. Because you're not allowing the information to process. You're not allowing the true feelings based on certain sentiments. You are not allowing the instinct to kick in and override your poor decision. I don't care who or what you think you are. We have a lot of individuals still believing this is a Christian country. Those are those are offsprings from the Cabbage Patch Babies that were given out to a lot of people, wet nursed, raised, nurtured, and then they came and took them, and then they perverted them and put them against you. I can't break this stuff down how it should be. Some of you might be able to do it. I'm not puzzle piecing this. I know some of you are like, but you said you would be able to see. That's the condescending mentality that a lot of you have because you don't want to think beyond the scope of the situation. You want to be very direct, and there's nothing direct about you because you haven't even acquiesced your own sentientness. You haven't even acquiesced your truth. You're still running around in the verbiages of all the delusions and the lies. So how can you judge? First of all, are you Levitical? This is where we come into our own condemnation, and we're contempt in it. And I know I'm saying we, and I mean y'all, but I got to include myself. I had to walk this damn thing anyway. Oh man. I broach upon a lot of things. Like I'm kicking in the door. I broach upon a lot of things because there's a lot of things, but it's the little things that I'm always attempting to get y'all to look at. And I see people are still, individuals are having a hard time grasping the functionality and the purpose of the little things that can take you in the proper direction for the bigger thing. And it's not the win. It's not this closet ideology of conquer and this false royalty arid nonsense. I know we still have individuals pushing Inky and this, that, and Sumerian. First of all, how many times do you think this has been done? How many times do you think this story has manipulated itself to keep people focused outside themselves? Some want to, in their religious dichotomy, he's disrespectful to the Creator, God, the Most High. First of all, the Most High of your existence is here. You're not even in tune with it. The lower of your existence, which they want you to think is some evil stuff, is called the sin area. And that's your lower, the grounding of your foot between the earth and it. I bet most of you take your shoes off and walk barefoot the majority of the time in a concrete slab with wooden or wooden, neoprene, or whatever those linoleum floors that you got in your houses, you call a house. And that's not grounding. Stepping outside for 5 or 10 minutes, it's helpful, especially if you're feeling some kind of way. That's not grounding. But see, they've got you, you know, like the Matrix, when Neo and which call is standing out there, and he's in Brooklyn, and they're walking through the city, and Neo thinks everything is cool. And he goes, you see the lady in the red? He turns around, it's Agent Smith. What I am alluding to is walking in the streets in the cities, they've conditioned you that you're supposed to be in a shirt, tie, and these shoes. And now they're made out of synthetics. You are further disconnected than you can imagine. They can manipulate and do what they want because you are no longer in relationship with the source. Just because you have your source, you are not just tainted. You're not doing anything to nurture it. We're using the term source. We could say soul. We could say spirit. Oh my goodness. Just like using the word pan. I told you it's jinn. That's that's dark. Darkness not like in the place where it's a humbleness. I am talking about it's no good. I was at Safeway and I picked up some stuff the other day, not yesterday. I didn't go nowhere. Just to the post office to meet somebody on the side of the road who had to see me. They had to inform me of something. Oh, not to my peril. I said too much there. Anyway. You know how bad I want to destroy. And that's nothing can stop me if I decided to. But I'm not. I can't. So I gotta let all that beat up this body of mine and put it through all kind of, besides these idiots. All right, I told the truth. Right. So anyway. Come on, get the food and stay away from my feet. Because y'all call upon here, we want to bite because you think it's brown food or something. I don't know. Come on. That righteous eye that you have, right? If you don't entice it in the proper direction, if you don't feed it, you cannot fulfill it. You're not grounded. I know we talk frequencies. There's a reality. Nobody's, I don't teach you in the schools. The school education system made sure that you were dumb enough. And they got to a point where you just can't rationalize what's going on because you've accepted everything outside of you. And I know some of you who have this defeatist mindset, even though you walk around like well, what do I do now? What do I do now? Instead of wasting your breath, well, what do I do now? Why don't you start doing something different? Take some of the suggestions and start and not metaphorically, start utilizing it. We get people that start doing something, right? And they feel it. And they have them 1 or 2 or 3 times where they don't feel it. And that's enough for them to stop. No, that means that they were always weak. That means that, well, that's what that means. It means whatever. Oh, well. We're not in a race that we have to climb a mountain that we see one's kind of slipping. You assist that person. You give a hand. You help that. That is an extension of you. It's the one who stands on halfway up and crosses his arm going, I'm not going no further. You don't think, you don't feel, you continue on. That has given up on itself because it never recognized itself. Do you get where I'm coming from? It is not hateful. It is not vindictive. It is not immoral or amoral. It's not a good or bad. You must know when to traverse, and the importance of it. It is not selfishness. It is to know when there are things that have no meaning, and you cannot give it meaning because then it robs you. You're not prepared to give something meaning when you're gathering your own meaning. This is intuitive of who you and what you are. Hey, baby, go Slaughter, Tom, Deb, I got you guys. I just want to make sure. Patricia. Today we have some mental church does not act as a zapping piece. Quinn SQ, what's up, beloved? What's happening, brother? How you doing, fam? You come here every often, but you know what? I had to give you a damn wrench because you still family. It don't matter. I just want to shut everybody out. Thank you, Patricia. Yeah, we don't have time for, mindless individuals. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Millennial. Thank you. Yeah, they'll get it. They'll get it once, they'll get it once. I'm going to read some stuff, like I said, out the Bible and stuff. Because I think it's important. We have this way about us where we cannot be cordial enough to find a relationship with the things that are beneficial in the world that we live in. Most of the things we utilize, it's obstructive. And we permeate a relationship with it. When Zionists created the porn industry and they went for the weakest some bitches, they went to the places where the spells were the most heavily conglomerated. It would be New York, New Jersey, California. And the other ones, they would perform medical experiments. When you talk about Chicago and the dark rooms of the abyss, Ohio, whether it be Dayton or whatever, Oregon, these things you don't hear about. Then when you want to think about the warlike personages, you look at Florida, Texas, where you could bring foreigners in. And I don't mean disrespectful to all the Spanish-speaking brothers, but there are a lot of people who are among you who are Zionists. They're not of Spain. They're not origin. They're not the original people of this land. They are mediators to prolificate in the delusion. And that's quite a lot. When they came here, they had to find individuals who were almost as dark as us, even though we were many different shades of wheat. But they had to get that Asiatic, because it's funny how it just fell off the map all of a sudden in the 70s, after the 70s and 80s, because we had brand new, the Asiatic black man. First of all, it was based on ignorance and a system created by the very enemy itself. Have any of y'all ever thought, well, how is it that AIPAC can lobby all these individuals. Well, they have to groom them. They have to make sure they're the sickest, who can stand in front of you and tell you all kind of good stuff at the same time, knowing they line without flinching. Cory Booker is a Zionist. He is not who you think he is. Baras Baraka is also one. And people want to hold on to a crayon color as if it's beneficial, but there's also a side of them that shows fear. I watched, the bearded vet, Puerto Rican brother, combat vet, ex-army. He was in, I used to work with John Laguna, veterans home, right? New era veterans. There was this one veteran place over in Brooklyn, and as you know, in Manhattan, where they wanted to try and buy him out, and a perversion. You have this place down there in New York, ran by these slothful, worthless, melanated beasts. And these people could smoke meth and crack in their rooms. But they want you not to record off the street the people coming in and out, but the opening, you can see in. But for the security, they have what's called, what do you call that glass that's like not stained, but it's sugared, whatever. So you can't see the security, but you can see everybody going up with a metal detector, coming in there half souped. They put him out there because he was a righteous brother who wasn't with the game. Boricua. And he looks like he looks like he could be a rabbi. But there's different things that people don't pay attention to. See, let me show you this. I've had this ever since I was given this a long time ago, ever since I was in Glenfield. All right? Miss Winston used to smack me on the back of the head saying, you can't wear that here. Mama Tina had to step to Miss Winston and check her. All right? There's a difference between the frauds and the real ones. We don't need this crap. This is what they created. It's to keep a secret covenant, and it has nothing to do with righteousness. Why is it that when we came in this world, they used to have these blankets that had blue and everything else that was supposed to mediate mind frame, right? Of Noah, right? The clothing based on a certain time, Greek mythology and all that, because all that's mythology. Regardless of what they say or state. Different time periods, because I told you about Tartary. It dismissed Tartary, which was taught up until 1939. The symbol and the destruction of it. They find a 5 to 10,000 year old rock with what looks like a spark plug in it. Why is it that we recreated the spark plug without even that information? When I said that we created the blimp, the monorail, the original roller coaster that's still at Coney Island, the hellhole, which it was called Gravitron, but it was not called Gravitron because there's no such thing as gravity. London Bridge, the story of it falling down with all the melanated soldiers holding up the last stand before the fall of what they call Europe now, based off an Algonquin queen. But this is not the stuff they could teach because they needed to eradicate this to bring back the ancient one. Been here many times, going to destroy a lot. It's got to feed. While y'all running around, how many of them are you? Look, I walked out this AM to put the bird feed right there because of the ants. But I gave them some in certain places. I came back over here, and now let me explain something about mold. First of all, in the daylight, it's not going to be away from any hole. It has holes that they can jump down in everywhere. Something right in front of me ran across my feet, and it looked like some little ass black, white human thing. I don't know what it was. Ran right up under the solar panels. Had 2 little arms. I'm serious. I was like, how do I explain this? And it scared across my little Nike. My left Nike while I was stepping. Just took off, and I'm looking right at it like, I ain't get afraid. I was like, do I step on it? But it was so quick. I mean, I ain't never seen nothing like that. I done seen eyes closed this way. I done seen when I was a kid, Willowdale, them walking like ghost things and looking in the window and things touching me. And a whole lot of stuff in the meeting them. Listen, this thing was not a mole. I've held moles. I've played with some of the biggest ones overseas. The ones that, you know what I mean? I don't know what this thing was. Now, I know I did something, but this thing wasn't natural. That's why I keep looking down. Like, is this thing going to run back out? You are in not what they call it a spiritual battle. You are in a very physical battle. It doesn't matter about the Truman ideology, the Truman Show star. It doesn't matter about the realms of what you see and what you can't see. You are in a physical battle and you are sentient. So let's dismiss all this soul spirit bullshit. You are dealing with things that you have no knowledge with. So you're going to move in that same vernacular. That means you are moving and nowhere prepared. Now, the battle you're having with each other is a battle with yourselves because you're all steeped in the deepest depths of ignorance. I'm going to read some of this stuff because what y'all don't know is the people that call themselves Israel, which is not a place. It belongs to one individual, Yaakov or Jacob or Jacob. That's it. And they said he would make nations from Jacob, right? Didn't say I'll make Israel. The name was labeled onto him. And that's it. A Jew and his ideology, if you want to go Hebraic or whatever you want to call it, you cannot dismiss the fact that you created this dynamic of converts when the first origin wasn't even a Jew, but a Christian Zionist. Zion has nothing to do with a great place that's being explained by these brainwashed dummies who are running around murdering people, because if they lived by the Torah, they wouldn't mess with the Talmud, which was created in the early 18th century. Or was it? You know, I'm tired of this 1,000-year hooligan. Everything they've done is went against all creation. It is the opposite of what's good and what you consider God, that they keep you all in delirium. And most of these Christian Zionists running around, especially in the big, what you call mega churches and stuff in Texas, New York, out there in what you call sticks of Jersey, all the way down in Bama and Georgia. These are the bastards they're bastards. I'm not being nasty. We can look up the word. These are the incubator offspring. And then the legions of their merit leaders who keep them conditioned in that zone by giving them rewards. The Native American is no different. America, the U.S. corporation purchased Alaska right from Russia, 55 miles away. 55 miles away, people. All those that were left there when they conquered all that up there, those Mongols, the Wild West show based on these 33rd degree of the lore of Masonic order, like Wild Bill, would utilize them to set them up and make them the new native based on the Native American movement. Foreigners getting off boats because created the Native Party. How come y'all never studied the Native Party before the liberal and this perverted conservative party? All these parties were warring against us. There was no civil war. We've been fighting them for a long, long time. The Natchez Indians, that was the people, our people, they put down in Natchez in the punch bowl to kill, hoping they would cannibalize themselves. They would starve them of everything you see going on. But you still have these individuals that can't shake their lies, like some holding on with some false desperation. They gotta be black. That's our movement. They sound so stupid every time they say, black man. Who created that? And people want to dismiss Walter Plecker as if he didn't have nothing to do, but in one place, you know, this is an idiot. This would be a CIA. This would be an agent trying to push that. When everything he established was based on the Rockefellers, Bushes, the Carnegies, even the Lees and all the fictional ones, right? The families that needed that to be done, and people were paid for it. Like the Black Panther movement came out of Vietnam or World War II based on a tank battalion of melanated men who were indigenous to this land. They knew who they were. But you have all these worthless, knuckle-headed, melanated people who have long passed, so they've got to answer. But I guess you think that you're going to be free from that. You ain't going to have to answer, right? So you're going to keep betraying each other. You're going to keep listening to these Pan. I told you what Pan and Pan African and Pan American, what it alludes to is Jinn, is Jinnah, it's dark, it's like Anasazi, our enemy. But you think you know everything, and I am here to tell you otherwise because we are crossed that cusp and nobody wants to hear anything. I shared a sister who only has 100-something followers, and she's pretty tight. Just like I shared other people, and y'all choose not to subscribe to support your own. That brings in the question, you think that you're doing me the disservice? Based on your fear base, when you have no idea? I'm getting people and bringing them across to show that we can support one another. You are not a host yet. You have not been removed and taken over and given long fingers and a different way to look, to act, to enjoy this myriad of a vaudeville show. You're actually still you. I can't say that for me. And you think this is a game. Caught you. Son of a bitch. Excuse my language. I could have came and just acted real crazy and like really, joked and cracked on people and pushed black thought and did black poetry and African American and argued with those who you claim to be indigenous and ripped you a new one and had all kind of followers. But what is one to gain the world and lose their soul? Let me go ahead and pull up some things and read right quick, all right? I'm gonna read these to you guys, all right? I set up a podcast for Friday. Starts at about 6:55. So I appreciate everybody coming. And you see what it says. The greatness of the American Negro. So you feel otherwise, if you're growing up in the last generation or so, long for mine, come on in there with your new vehement thoughts and let's see if we can bring some facts, little facts as you can research and bust the ignorant upside the head. A little bit of red sticking and white sticking because it's red sticking season. All right, first I want to read Psalms chapter 21, verse 11. Delilah pretended to love Samson while actually working to have him killed. God will reveal all pretenders in your life, and no matter how they try to harm you or carry out their evil plans, they will fail. Does it mean I want to help some of the really ignorant? Oh, you could die physically in this world, leave it. You need to understand there's a deeper compassion, there's a deeper source that has nothing to do with fears or the things that people witness that they become numb to, and they become so empty that they never feed that which was, how do you say it? It wasn't parceled off by the enemy. It was created by that much bigger and more stout than anything you can imagine. And to dismiss it, well, imagine when you realize that you don't die. You just had a physical existence, which could have been beautiful. They removed 2 chromosomes. They put a blocker. They did all these things to mitigate the factor that you cannot get to that point and then go back into the vestige of your truth in your long existence to arise to that which they fear more than anything. I'm talking about the so-called black man and woman. It doesn't matter what my light-skinned brothers and sisters, y'all just need to listen. Y'all don't even have those. So it's just what it is. And now they've used heavy metals and poisons, and they don't care about y'all, but to keep melanated man and woman, I ain't talking about out of Africa and everything else. I'm not dismissing them because we're everywhere. To keep them from ever being able to consciously rise back to the position and thought process, regardless of who gave it to them. Not dismissing what y'all call God. We say the Most High because it's more comfortable. It's a way of stop giving energy to something. But in our illusion of thought process, in our Rolodex that we're not in tune to, we're still going to base that Most High on the perception of some Joshua and all this other one. I said, it's funny how Emmanuel can become Joshua and Jesus, but Emmanuel does not mean that, regardless of what they might try and say. It's to keep you in the dark. Those people calling themselves Jews in that place they call Israel, which it never was and never can be and never will, they know that Hollywood, the whitewashing of history and everything else is painted a delusion. Zionism and everything else, the whole fractured system, they're satanic. They are Satanists. There are those rabbis who know this. They don't want no part of it. That's why they don't want to be part of the army and all that other stuff. Just like DC, the Pentagon, all these bastards are satanic. Obviously more involved, but y'all don't know none of that. It's just that y'all need to understand that you are under the Babylonian system. You have been in your ignorant dilemma while you watching the baby and all these other idiots, run around doing the little ritual and all this other goofy stuff and blah, 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 and getting all gay and do as thou will and run, the ditties and all that other stuff. I say Diddy, he's just one out of all of them that should be executed. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 17 to 18. I know some of you know this. The Lord hates proud eyes, a lying tongue, and hands that kill those who aren't guilty. He also hates hearts that make evil plans and feet that are quick to do evil. As you see, now what is it? What is the whole thing? There are 6 things, which actually is 7. 6 things which the Lord hates, just 7 which are an abomination to him. Haughty eyes, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. A heart that devises wicked plans, just like Ganja did. He thinks everything's going to work out for him. Sadly, it's not, because he refused to change. This is the increment to the inconsideration of stupidity. A Leviathan that is beyond a Titan of ideology. Right? Anyway, feet that run rapidly to evil, a false witness who utters lies, and one who spreads strife among brothers. And that's why I don't respect none of these fake ass judges. My aunt, my godmother, Shirley Strickland, I said, look her up. Ohio. Did any of y'all look her up? It's blood, it's family. I have people who guide me. These little idiot attorneys down here, they watch it. I know exactly what to do and say. I'm not a citizen. It doesn't matter. I know everybody get caught up in paperwork, but I can't believe y'all are feasibly that dumb. You're sovereign when you're born on the land. Do you know that? Whenever you hear these YouTubers and all these other people, I'm not a sovereign, I'm a sovereign citizen. You can't say it, be sovereign and be a citizen, you fucking retards. It boggles my mind. And I don't run around claiming sovereign. That is the dumbest thing. You're sovereign of earth, right? Sovereign. You know what sovereign is? These individuals have become so smart in the dynamic of the biblical way, the diabolical way, that they can't even rationalize the reality of what's going to happen. They've been lied to. They eat the good fruit, which is not good at all. And everyone thinks that it's a win-win-win, no matter what. I've literally heard people say, well, I'm done. Fuck it. I'm going to hell. I'm like, you're going to create a place that is far, far, far more disproportionate from your understanding, interpretation. And you will do it like the rest of them. You will be with the agony face. You will be with the hard eyes wide open, sunken back, and you will live forever. And I will see your ugly fucking face. And no, it won't be no good. Doesn't matter about it. I can't stop nothing. And as sad to say this, I am almost happy that many will choose that fate. So that way you can learn a lesson that you can never unlearn. This is not fear mongering. I ain't talking about some place where you're burning all the time. How many of y'all burn your finger? Please, man. Oh my goodness, boy, you can't make this shit up. Anyway, when we look at 1 John, I have no problem with the New Testament because I can articulate and know exactly where it's coming from and what it means. But when we look at 1 John chapter 2, verses 10 through 11, right? We'll look at that. Give that a good reading. He who loves his brother remains in the light, and there is no occasion for stumbling in him. But he who hates his brother is in the darkness, and walks in the darkness, moves and facilitates in this, not the hope, okay? And doesn't know where he is going. Remember that narrow, straight path, that tether you saw in the Avengers, that if you rip from it one of the stones, it goes everywhere? That's where y'all are. Balance. Be the stones, the gems, the 12, not the lie. Is it so complicated to use religion in its truth instead of in its lie that most of you permeate so you can continue on doing the dumb things you do? Where he is going because the darkness has blinded his eyes. The darkness has blinded her and his eyes. Eyes are the window to the soul. So the darkness has blinded your light, has blinded your soul, has made you capitulate, and now you move fractured beyond fractured. No balance. No nothing. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 58. Therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, it should be my sisters and brothers, stand firm. Let nothing move you or sway you. Always give yourselves fully to the work. They say the Lord. Are you not the Lord and master of your entire? So always give yourselves fully to the work of the Lord. That means the good deeds you do, you can accept, and that means you can be thankful and walk in your truth. So give that to the Lord, not outside a landlord or one of these fake, you know what they are. Because you know that your labor in the Lord will not be in vain. That means in self, right? It doesn't rob from the Most High. Were you not endowed with everything, the breath of his life? For are ye not gods? Galatians chapter 5, verse 13. You, my brothers and sisters, were called to be free. But do not use your freedom to indulge the flesh. Rather, serve one another humbly in love. I say we're internally bonded. It gives you a better place. It doesn't put you in the dynamics of a script because you feel that you have nothing when you have everything. But no one can tame the tongue. It is restless. We're going to look at James chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. But no one can tame the tongue. It is restless and vile, evil, full of deadly poison, right? Sometimes it praises our Lord and Father, our existence, ancestors, right? Passed down, DNA, all that nonsense, right? And sometimes it curses those who have been made in the image of God. And so blessing and cursing come pouring out of the same mouth. Surely, my brothers and sisters, this is not right. The reason why I'm conversing the way I am and why I've been working on changing my manifestation, because I do like to clown and act a fool. And I've been letting you know, it's a lot of times it's an act. It's not that I'm not sending a message, but I've come to realize that there are individuals in their complacency. Their false conviction would make you think that they're intelligent and smart. You all are, but you're not as smart or intelligent as you think. You would have easily been manipulated. If that wasn't the case, you would move accordingly, and you move not according. So that's the reason why I state what I state, which is not a lie, but a truth. Now we can't get one individual who's a millionaire and start making everybody. but that millionaire could create businesses based on what people's thought processes by investing in those who actually have a background that's not drugs and alcohol and everything messed up, but actually has something that can be gained from without hostile taking over and greed if they follow with a righteous heart. In the what? Not in the darkness. I can explain that 1,000 ways, and all y'all be like, yeah. All right, when we go back to 1 John chapter 2, verse 9 through 10, right? Anyone who claims to be in the light but hates his brother is still in the darkness. Bottom line. Whoever loves his brother, I'm talking about Ganja. I don't hate him. I told y'all this yesterday. I think he's a fucking idiot. That's what he is. And he wants to lean with the enemy. I'm telling you, based on the fact of what I've told y'all in the past, it doesn't change what I've done. From one woman's daughter having multiple miscarriages because she kept messing around, to many other things that are proven to be factual. Suicides. If you move in the dimness of the light, seeking the darkness, and you come against me, I'm going to raise not just hairs, but I'm going to give you exactly what you need, because it's not a complicated thing. And I do curse those who require being cursed. That's what you want. That's what you facilitate. Why don't you reach out? Because there are many more like me. That's why I don't have to. You think it's a game. That's what I enjoy. All of you. Militarized, the military industrial complex. And how do you like your rewards coming from it? And some of you who play and they think that you're safe. You're nothing but cannon fodder. Just a bunch of idiots. I should have put a goal, man. I just wasn't thinking about doing this stuff. Maybe next time, maybe on the podcast, I can set it up to see if people, if they like getting material like this, if this is informative, because we're in that time. And I know y'all think that I'm some pushover, that y'all hear me talking, right? You think you hear me talking, right? I am not your savior. Balance. And y'all still refuse balance because you still love your ignorance. Prove me wrong. Am I of the tribe of Levi? Manasseh? You will never know. I pitched the woo with darkness because I had to show you that Lucifer was a title. There's a royalty. It has nothing to do with the fictional. If you start learning things that actually apply to something, you might go into the sump of darkness without really, because y'all listen to Rod Hayes and all these individuals. That's ego and power tripping, but it's still good information. Yet it is so conflicting and confusing. You still have people wanting to paint Moors and this, that, and the other. Those are all diatribes of the New World Order. It has nothing to do with truth of history and past tense. You hear that? I think they like rabbits right now, y'all. We just can't get rid of them fast enough. But anywho, we have a diatribe. The whole problem with the diatribe is the fact that the enemy needs to hear it because they need to stay a step ahead of you, or 3 or 4. They need to know how to move against whomever or whatever. And that's what these platforms are created for. To get to a point where they can sit there and the enemy on your soil can use the ignorance of all those under it who are partaking in perversions and everything else. Against you. Our people have become so disenfranchised and so delusional that they will still pay a ticket to be in the audience of the fools and the non-believers. How has that worked out each and every time? I would really appreciate it. I'm going to ask that when the podcast on Friday. I want to know how it's worked out so far. All right. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. A little quick something. And we're going to charge it up and take about 20 minutes, put it in the fridge right quick. And then let me show you what I've done. See that? Oh, yeah. Ready to put some walls up. Yep. Ready to put, well, I got to put the 2 up in the back, which will take like 15 minutes. Y'all see me do that. I'll put the plywood up on top. Go ahead and show it screwing it down. We're going to get the one on the bottom right here in the front. All right. I got to work on this part. And we're going to get a piece of plywood on the other side, right? 1/4 inch. And we're going to start closing it in. That way, I have to put something stronger than the one I made that I cut in half under here so I can walk out on it without it teetering. Oh, sorry about that readjustment. So it doesn't teeter forward and I can start building the frame up for the bedroom, you know, where I can sit, working on my laptop, you know, more planning. And I also have to start building up, and it's going to be kind of weird, for the shelving and the refrigerator and the bathroom. So that's going to happen. I've got to pick up a few more 2x2s for myself and T. So for the inside, it's going to be a lot of that to keep the weight down. Okay. So that's where I am at. And I was doing that yesterday evening and yesterday morning. It was very hot. It drizzled a little bit. Some poison last night. And yeah. And I'm going to cut the frame for the door. I'm not going to bend the innards and anything. I'm just going to cut the frame out, get it where it's fitting just right where I need it. And then from there, I'll go ahead and hopefully finish the door out. But I want to get some plywood, get some walls, roofs and stuff up. I really want to. I've been saying it for the last 2 or 3 days, but it has to happen. All right. Let me see what's that on the tribe. Appreciate you too, bro. Young Cherokee, I know you're in here. What's going on, beloved? How you doing? That's a smart young man right there, y'all. All of y'all. I'm just saying that brother right there is good. ML, what's up? Anyway, I appreciate y'all. And as always, women, you're the strength, men, you're the power. Don't commit yourself or otherwise. It is what it is. All right. See you guys in a little bit.